Conversation right on my Central Valley, KAIL, right back here with our next guest. Please put your hands together and welcome to our show, Mr. Alex Pugh from Energy Concept Solar.
How's it going, Feather?
I'm okay, man. I do okay for an old guy. No.
That's good news.
Now, Energy Concept Solar, give us a rundown. Tell us a bit about Energy Concept Solar.
Well, we've been around a long time. Started in 1992. I've been doing this since I was, I think, 15.
Wow.
Yeah, it's my dad's company. So when I was 15, he gave me a shovel, and eventually I worked for a few years, branched off to another solar company to get a feel for working for not family, and then came back and 3.5 years ago.
Oh, man.
And we've been really building up ever since, taking it from just a 2 to 3 man operation to I think we have something like 22, 25 employees now. Keeping really, really busy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You said
yeah,
since 1992. I'm sure that the solar game has come a long way.
Very long way. Very, very long way.
Just to touch on that, what are some of the differences that you've noticed? I know you say you started when you were 15, but along the way, I know you had to be paying attention at a young age.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
What are some of the major differences that has happened over the years?
Well, when I was first starting in it, there was a lot more different rebates from PG&E, from the state, and things like that. In order to try and bring the pricing down. And while a lot of those incentives, other than the tax credit, are gone, it worked. The prices come down so much in the last 5 years,
right, that
it's even without the federal tax credit, it's cheaper than it was 10 years ago when I first started in here. And so it just makes complete sense now. The return on investment is so quick. It's anywhere from 3 to 7 years typically.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you purchase a system, you're fully paid back within just a few years. And even if you don't have the cash up front or anything to buy something like that, you can finance it on a very short term, and from day one you'll
Wow.
be paying less money to the payment than you would to PG&E.
So mentioning that, so for our viewers out there who have no clue, they think you just slap some panels on top and everything's free after that. Explain how does that process work when you go ahead and get solar?
It's a little more complicated than that, but yeah, I mean, as long as you communicate with your salesperson on exactly what, if you intend to use extra power, because you always keep the air conditioner at 83, and you want to keep your bills low. And you don't want to buy a system based on your current usage and then say, oh, we've got solar, crank it down to 74, it's going to be great. You're going to be in bad shape. But as long as you communicate with the sales guy, we can plan and have you at a zero bill at the end of the year. And it's great stuff.
So with having a solar, is it a matter of, are you renting the panels, or you purchasing them outright, or? You
can do both. Again, communication with the sales guy, who'd typically be Jason. He's one of our owners,
okay.
And is sitting down in a lot of houses talking to people. There are certain situations where a leased system where you don't own it is beneficial if you don't have a high tax appetite. Again, I don't deal with financing quite as much, so I'll let him talk about that. But I do know it's out there. It's a good option, but typically a purchase option, you can either finance it just like you do a car, or purchase it outright. It works out really, really well. And again, it's a very short return on investment. And if you finance it, you're saving money from day one.
Now here in the Valley, man, we live in a good old San Joaquin Valley out here in Fresno, so you never know if it's going to be 110 degrees.
It gets
or
hot.
It's going to be 70 degrees.
Yep.
And with the seasons changing right now, is there a difference in as far as like how popular it is for the trafficking over the winter time?
Well, usually it's funny. This year has been all kinds of exciting. Usually there's a slow season in the winter between about February and April, where we're able to catch our breath a little bit and get some processes worked out. And then, but this year everybody was just going crazy buying everything. So I've had my work cut out for me, making sure that we're keeping everybody happy and keeping our quality as high as we have it. We work really hard to keep our prices low and our quality high. Yeah, I mean, during the winter is usually when we're slow, and so that is typically a really good time to buy. In the summer, people are buying it because you don't want to see that $600 bill from
you don't.
using your air
You can't
conditioner.
finance that.
Yeah, that's no fun. And if you want to get it in before the end of the year and get the tax credit, we can actually still do that. We've still got quite a bit of time on the books to get it in before the end of the year, because there's a 30% tax credit you can get back in April. But if you can wait till the next year, then if you wanted to wait until until say beginning of January or something like that to sit down with us, and we can get it installed very, very quickly, and you can still get your tax credit the next year and start saving money before the summer hits, and not have to stress out about those $600 bills.
Everybody likes saving money.
Yeah.
Now, educate myself. Is there just one type of solar panel, or is there different types of panels?
No, there are many types of solar panels. SunPower is absolutely top of the line. They have 25-year warranties on the whole system. Where typically you have a 10-year warranty on your system, where if something goes down 11, 12 years down the line, you've got to pay somebody to come out hourly to come out and fix it. SunPower, their equipment is so good that they will warranty it for 25 years. And frankly, you're probably not going to have to call anybody out, but just in case you do, it's all there, it's all covered. And it lasts far longer. There's less degradation on it, because it's just they make them in such high quality that over time there will be small amounts of degradation in the amounts of power everything will put out. But SunPower is much less so than conventional product. But we can get both, because some people, it's it's the Cadillac.
Definitely.
And so sometimes it just doesn't make sense right then. But either way you go, I mean, like I've said, there is no bad way to go solar.
Well, I tell you what, for our viewers out there who want to get a hold of you to get their solar installed, how can they contact you?
Go to our website, energyconceptsfresno.com. Take a look at our Facebook page, or call the office at 485-2504 and talk to Carrie. She can get you set up with either Jason or Matt, one of our two salesmen, and we can talk you through the process.
Simple as that. Thank you so much, Alex. Another round of applause for Alex Pugh from Energy Solar Company. Thank you guys so much for watching. We got more for you right after this.
My Conversation is brought to you in part by Energy Concepts. Call today for your free quote. EnergyConceptsFresno.com